Hi everyone, I'm Scott, your Thursday guy here on the Movie Reviewers 100 collaboration channel where we tackle themes each week, and I have missed the last two. I work on Thursdays. I start at like 3 in the afternoon and it goes till like 11, and so I need to leave early, and if I haven't made the video in time, and I don't remember to make the video, by the time I get back it will already be Friday in most parts of the world, so I'll be late. So I need to dash this off real quick. Especially since I was up until 2 a.m. last night watching the movie that I'm reviewing. Our last couple themes were Organized Crime Week and Ben Kingsley Week, and luckily for me, Ben Kingsley was in an organized crime movie, so I'm knocking off two themes in one. That movie came out in December of 1991, and it was called Bugsy, and it was directed by Barry Levinson, who a couple years earlier had won the Best Picture and Best Director Oscar for Rain Man. So I was stoked to see this movie when it came out. Warren Beatty plays Benjamin Siegel, aka Bugsy, although don't call him that to his face. An organized crime figure who is very close pals with Meyer Lansky, who is played by Ben Kingsley. And it starts off with him in New York. He's married, he has 2 daughters, but he's a notorious pussy hound, and so he's always running around, in addition to, you know, his shady dealings and hits and extortion and things like that, things that gangsters do, especially high-level gangsters like him. He goes out to California. He loves it there. He loves Hollywood. He loves the glamour of it. And as his friends, including Meyer Lansky, tell him, glamour and fame is good for some people, but not for you, not for people like us. We need to stay under the radar. And Benny's like, whatever, I'll be fine, So he goes out there. He hooks up with an old buddy of his who's a movie star played by Joe Mantegna, right, Chicago actor, really great Chicago actor, Joe Mantegna. And in visiting him on the set, he runs into a woman named Virginia Hill, who's played by Annette Bening. Annette Bening, of course, met Warren Beatty on this movie, and they eventually got married. They co-starred in one other movie together called Love Affair or Love Story, I think. I can't remember what the name of it was. Love Affair, I think. But yeah, he is situated out there in LA, and he doesn't want to leave, He's crazy about Virginia, despite the fact that she's very, very strong-willed and independent. She's not the type to easily fall for his charms, which makes her even more appealing to him. And there's he hooks up with another gangster out there who's played by Harvey Keitel, and the three of them make a trip to Las Vegas to talk about, deal with this one establishment where they get money from. And along the way, Benny suddenly gets the idea, hey, what about an oasis out here in the middle of the desert? Las Vegas, the Flamingo Hotel. He comes up with that whole idea. I don't know how strictly based in truth this story is. It's a bit romanticized, as are many gangster movies. But he's like, let's build a hotel here with a pool and casino where gambling is legal. We'll be totally legitimate. It'll be great. And all his friends are like, how expensive is this going to be? This hotel out in the middle of the desert where there's nothing and no one around for miles and miles and miles. It's like, trust me, it's going to be great. I've got a vision. I can see this. This is going to take off like a shot. So he says, it'll cost $1 million. Then, of course, costs go up, and he's like, no, don't put the pool over there, put it over here, and what's with this wall in the way? We need to be able to see the pool from the casino, and he's making all these changes, and expenses and costs are going up and up and up, and he's selling, way more stock in the hotel than actually exists, and it's going to get him a bunch of trouble if the hotel doesn't actually make any money. Of course, Las Vegas, or at least Paradise, the part of Las Vegas where all that, where all those big attractions are very successful to this day, but wasn't really a sure thing back in the day. Kind of like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, no one expected that to be as successful as it was. So meanwhile, Meyer Lansky, the Ben Kingsley character, is trying to be the voice of reason, saying, look, you need to pull back on this, let's have a reality check here, but Ben Siegel, he's a dreamer. He's just like, he's got this vision, he's got this ambition, and nothing's going to stand in his way, not even the fact that it's costing way, way more. And if it does fail, then he's in huge trouble with all his gangster pals who invested, basically, in the thing. Pretty decent movie. Not my favorite movie, certainly not my favorite gangster movie. I think there are others that are a lot better. And it's seems very much like a Hollywood version of a gangster film rather than a more realistic gangster movie. But it's, you know, it's one of those old-fashioned style things with the coats and the hats and everything like that. Very much of that kind of style right there. So it's okay. Warren Beatty is like practically born to play this part. And he's really funny in the movie too. He's got lots and lots of really funny moments. There are points in which he's telling people what he wants, and they're like, well, what if I refuse? And he says, well, here, I have a gun, point it at me, pull the trigger, kill me. This is how he gets people to do what he wants, because they're not going to do that. They're not going to kill Benjamin Siegel, so naturally, the only other alternative that he gives them is to agree with what he wants, and so that's how he gets people to do what he wants. It's crazy. Annette Bening, I've always liked Annette Bening a lot. She's terrific in this movie. You know, she's very sassy and isn't the type to just sort of, you know, let Benny get away with whatever he tries. So that's good. Couple other actors I recognize in this movie. Elliott Gould plays another associate of his who's kind of dim-witted and ends up, you know, ratting on some people, so he's in a lot of trouble. But yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. It's okay. You know, it's like 2.5 hours long, and I think it could have been shorter, but then again, it's sort of supposed to be biographical as well as just tell this specific story rather than it being, you know, a whole story of Benny Siegel's life, if you get what I mean. It isn't like his entire life. It's just like this particular part of it. So yeah, not bad. Certainly a nice looking movie, that's for sure. And, you know, most of the actors in it, you know, are people that I like. Keitel, he's great. I think he was also Oscar nominated. I forgot to mention that Ben Kingsley actually got a supporting actor nomination for this movie. Got a bunch of nominations, but was kind of overshadowed by Silence of the Lambs, which came out earlier that year and won all the top prizes. So not a lot of, probably... It might have won like costume design or something like that, but yeah, didn't win any of the big prizes, regrettably. So there's Bugsy, a little review, and we'll be back with a new theme possibly tomorrow or in the next few days. Alan and I have been, you know, posting on the channel, though me less than him. Alan's been very consistent, so that's great. And we'll be back with a new theme, and please check out our Facebook page and Instagram page if you haven't yet. Appreciate you taking the time to stop by and watch the video, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.